So can you tell me a little bit about the story of the infant moment?
Of course. It's the story of Mary, mainly. She's a troubled young woman, and with her husband we understand, but not right away, that there's a problem between them. He's quite remote, cold with her, and we get to know that the problem is they both grieve the death of their child. It was in an accident, and the accident, Mary lived it. It happened under her eyes. That's one of the reasons why it's called the infinite moment, because she just relives this instant all the time. It's like a loop. One of the first titles I gave to the film was Mary's Loop, then I changed it to the infinite moment. And what happens is that when you know grief, when you live grief, go through it, you develop sometimes addictions, and she, like, I don't know, taking medications or drugs or self-mutilation, she developed her peculiar addiction. She masturbates, and she masturbates a lot, because it's the only moment she forgets, through her orgasm, she forgets that instant that comes back to her mind all the time. And her husband knows this habit, and he's going to ask her quite a terrible thing. He's going to ask her, because they have a lot of money trouble, they have no money at all, to make a profit out of that habit, to perform on the internet, by performing on the internet. Of course she's horrified, because she thinks it's prostitution. But he says, no, you don't fuck anyone. But because she lost him, in a way, she has the feeling, because he lives his grief differently than she does. In his coldness, to try to gain him back, she accepts, she does it. And that's where she's going to meet people on the internet who are going to contribute to destroy her, and others going to contribute to help her. So it's sort of a journey this young woman makes that includes her sexuality, also a representation of how women are shown today through the medias. I mean, being a mother, being a wife, being a prostitute in a way. All those different images are one of the themes of the story, but that's the main story of Mary, who goes from one point to another and evolves, I hope. I think, yes, she does.
That's fascinating. How did this story come to you? How did you...
There are two reasons, two things that came to me. The first is a very personal experience. I lived a drama in my family. My two brothers committed suicide, they killed themselves. So there are elements of that come back quite often in my stories. I always try to put a bit of humor. This sounds very dramatic, and the story is dramatic, but I think humor is important too. So there are some moments of relaxation that I hope that's necessary. The other, yes, personal matter. That's one thing. The second thing is the set. We shot the whole film in one farm. It's a close-in story, but the farm is large. It has many rooms, and I thought about the story when I wrote it as really a journey for this character, going from one room to another, and every room has its sort of specifications that I used most possible. There's, for instance, in the farm, because it was renovated by someone who's a relative. This farm belongs to a relative. I've known it for years. That's why. There's a very large staircase, for instance. For me, it's a good metaphor of life. This staircase, for instance, you don't necessarily have to think about that, but I thought it was just one element. And then there's two big barns. We lit different colors. We lit them up, and also after at the color matching, we changed the colors. So the colors, the places, all these elements have to contribute, I hope, to the story. So the farm, second reason, yes.
That's amazing. Mm. What do you hope that your viewers will take away when they watch the film?
I hope they'll understand what women go through when there's a loss, and how they can, what they can experience. Because this is the worst, I think, experience one can do, to lose a child. And to feel guilty of the accident, that's even worse. That's the worst. I think that's the worst thing you can experience in your life, and how to overcome it. So that's sort of a lesson I hope people have. If they come out relieved in a way, I would be happy.
Yeah, yeah, that's really inspiring. How does it feel to be selected for the Raindance Film Festival?
Well, it's fantastic. It's like a miracle. I mean, knowing that about 3,000 films, Elliot told me 3,000 features were sent, to be one of these 3,000, it just sounds amazing. So I'm extremely grateful and thankful. And of course, for me, it's a very important festival. I've known it for a long time. I don't live in England. I'm a Swiss. I live in Switzerland. The film is in French. Did I say that? Maybe not. It's a French-speaking film, in fact. And I'm a half Brit and a Swiss. So to be here, it's yes, it's so great. I'm very, very happy.
Wonderful. How important are festivals like Raindance to independent films?
Very important. It's like slam dance or Sundance. For me, it's at that level. So that's why I'm so happy to be here. And I love London too. So I think it's just like a dream come true.